Brodes Media.
So the Sixers lose game 1 of the season in Milwaukee. They competed. They worked hard. They made runs. They had the lead late. You thought maybe they could steal it. Then Dame time happened, and Milwaukee showed you why they go out and make a splash to get someone that lethal. It was a very frustrating game because the referees sucked. The ball did not slip out of the hands of Giannis. The Bucks challenged a call. They overturned it. It was so damn sloppy by the referees. It ruined the mojo of what could have been an exciting finish where these NBA athletes go ball out with the game on the line. Instead, it was the zebra show. It sucks. It completely robbed us of a moment. With that said, there seems to be a lot of optimism around the city because of knowing they are down a man. And in regards to the James Harden thing, I haven't really shared my opinion on it for a little bit of time because, well, we're kind of stuck. And 2, I was dealing with the Phillies postseason run. But now that we're in winter sports mode, my opinion on it is we have to wait. Let's put that aside for a second because, like I said, we're kind of in no man's land. And until the Clippers are willing to put in a role player like Terrence Mann, for some reason that's holding things back. I have no idea where this goes. But in regards to the game itself, there seems to be optimism because of the way the team looked. Oubre balled out. Springer had some nice athleticism showing and made an awesome electric block at the backboard. He got up there big time. Maxey put on a show. Tobias Harris had a good day. He went 8 of 9 from the field, didn't miss 1 3. He finished with 20 points on the box score. I did have some PTSD with PJ Tucker in the corner, and there would be looks and whether he had the ball in his hands or didn't have the ball in his hands. I just automatically went back to last season and remembered how brutal it was at times. But you got to remember that he shows up in the postseason. He's not a regular season guy anymore, all right? But you saw Nick Nurse throw around different rotations that maybe you wouldn't have seen under Doc Rivers. I get the optimism with the compete level and with Maxey's growth and all that. There is a part of me, though, and I can't run away from this, and I'm kind of shocked that I'm sitting here, and by no means, I want to make this very clear, by no means am I saying that this automatically will happen, or I'm projecting this saying it's a no-brainer lock, because I don't feel that way. It does remind me a little bit, and I know that things can change. I'm saying it again. It can change. Nick Nurse is implementing a whole new system, an entirely new scheme. You have no idea who's going to be on your roster once James Harden's gone. I will say Tyrese Maxey did perform very well, not turning the basketball over, having a nice amount of assists to go with his scoring. Maybe we find something here with him and the ball in his hands. I've always said I don't see him as a natural point guard, and I think with that position, you either have it or you don't. And whether he had the ball in his hands previously in his career or not, it's different in the NBA, especially in the postseason. It's game 1 of 82, so the up and down pace and the back and forth, and you saw how quickly they were getting up and down the court. It's a totally different beast with the ball in your hands when it all slows down. We've been through that exercise a million times with Ben Simmons, so it's just something that, unfortunately, with this team, because it's all about can you win when it matters most, this whole 50-plus win regular season, I'm doing my best, and I know I will recalibrate my head a little bit here because I am going to enjoy the journey with Nick Nurse. I'm very thrilled to see him on a night-to-night basis. I'm excited to watch him on the sideline, so I know you can't fast forward. You have to embrace these games because that's all you have, and as sports fans, if we shut it off until spring, then what are we doing here? I enjoy the sport too much to do that, but deep down there is a corner of my mind that sort of packages all of this up, and it's sitting there knowing that eventually all of these talking points will be legitimate and be more serious and be a part of, okay, can we get to that next round finally, or are we continuing to bang our head against the wall with second-round exits? As optimistic as some are, there's a part of me that almost thought that looked the same. Joel Embiid turned the basketball over. That pass late, it's inexcusable. At this rate, he's been around for so damn long, you got to know you can't do that. Now, Joel's not in rhythm yet. You thought maybe to start that second half and to make that push and for them to kind of crack back at it. I had no idea how they were even involved. Really, I do. The answer is Oubre. Oubre was cooking, and he was making everything. But there's also a part of me, and I hate being this negative, and I don't want to be this negative. I don't want to be at all. But I just feel like Oubre, there's a reason why he signed when he signed, for how much he signed for. There's a definition of who he is around the league. Sure, he could put up points, and the team has never looked like this before. You know, I saw a lot of takes that this is the deepest the Sixers have ever been. I'm not doing that right now. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that right now, all right? We know by the end of this thing, we'll probably be discussing how bad the bench is. Like, last year, we were like, this team's so deep. This team is so deep. The Anthony Melton, this and that. And then by the end of it, it's, oh, they got no bench. And, oh, they have no depth. So I'm just not going to that extreme yet. Oubre doesn't scream winning player to me. Awesome night. Awesome night. He's going to flirt those games in there. That's why he averages the points that he averages, and he hangs around in this league. But there's also a reason why he was hanging around late again. I don't know why I feel this way, because they did show grit tonight. They did play hard. At the same time, part of the reasons why this team has never been able to succeed is because of some of the things I saw with Joel, and I love Joel to death, but these turnovers and the basketball late, it's like, what do? You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that, Joel. You can't be doing that. And doesn't this team always do this? They battle with the Celtics. They work extremely hard against the Milwaukee Bucks. And in years past, prior to Damian Lillard being there, I actually liked their matchup against Milwaukee with the size and the way they could defend Giannis that other teams can, and Joel Embiid defensively, which he did show some highlights of that. The block, all right, the block and the wag of the finger, that's special stuff. And as he continues to play more games and he gets back into the conditioned Joel Embiid, he'll go through his spurts where he drops 45 and he gives you 42 and 17, and I'm going to love every single second of it. I'm heading into the season, obviously, though, with some negative thoughts because I'm human. I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, and they have a lot to prove. Now, you know, there's also a side of that where I think it might be good because the expectations are so low now, there's nowhere else to go. But either you're matching my expectations, which is they just continue to be 76ers, or they're better. You know, and they have this level of fire inside of them to prove all of us wrong that are continuing to say things like this. Do you hear the noise? Do you hear what they're saying? You know, we are better than this. We are better than what they're giving us credit for, and they go out there and they show it on the hardwood. It is very possible. It looked the same to me, though. And it's game one of an entirely new head coach, an entirely new system, a new scheme, new things defensively, new philosophies, new offensive philosophies, all of it. New pace. It's completely different.